What's up, guys? This is my 1995 KDX 200. So I bought this bike last month, and if you see my previous video, it didn't look like this. Added plastics, graphics, grips, and cleaned it up. Looks like I still need to do some cleaning again. Good old two-stroke. Also seat cover. So I'm going to go over this bike, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and compare it to other bikes that I bought by memory. So what I like about this is the look. I love the look of these bikes. Now I'm 42 years old, so when I was about 13, this bike came out, and this was something that I would have looked at and loved. And well, I did look at and I did love. And I was from a small town, so anytime I got a chance to go to a bigger city and see one of these bikes at a store, I just drool on them. And so I picked this one up for, I forget how much it was, $1,200 I think. Put another few hundred more dollars into it, and got it the way it is right now. So not only the looks, I like the way the seat feels. The suspension is really soft, which is really nice. But that also has its downfalls as well. And I'll get into that in a little bit. The reliability. These engines are super reliable. The KX, these KXs back in the day, solid bikes. I mean, I had one, I think mine was like a 91, but it's an 80, and I beat the snot out of it. I never blew it up. And I never did anything like change the gear oil or anything. So it was solid. These bikes are just as solid as that one was. Yeah, reliability is great. It does have a good little power band. First and second is great on these. This one has a 6-speed transmission, so goes into the other thing I like about it is I could go and I could put this thing in 6th gear, like 30 miles an hour, or I could get on the road and cruise it and I'm not pinned out on it. I can also go on the trails, and when it goes to a straightaway, I can, hit it wide open. Top speed, I think, is like 70 on this, but that's plenty. Being these bikes are great. There are some downfalls that I've noticed. Some things, of course, it's an old bike, but some stuff just doesn't really work for me personally. I'll get into that. So I don't know if it's just mine in particular, but this steering is heavy. Like, the more I ride it, the heavier it gets. And it's super squirrely on the lighter stuff. I could be on my 450 back there, and I could be on the same road, and I'm more planted. This thing is like this the whole time. It's just moving the whole time. No matter what tire pressure I have in it. I mean, if I had less tire pressure, it helps. Too much tire pressure, it's bad. Not enough, it's bad. So that's one thing that really is weird. It's squirrely and it gets real stiff. Now I don't know if it's because the bearings in here need grease or whatever, but it's rough. It's heavy. Now I know it's comparably heavy to some of the other bikes, but the problem is this thing doesn't have the power as the newer bikes. So that heaviness kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to ride, and not having that much power as the other ones, it makes a difference too, because you really can't just get on it. Once you're out of second, it's pretty much, your front tire is staying on the ground. At least for this one, it is. And, I've been riding for a long time. I'm not bad, and I'm not really good. I'm good enough, I guess I should say. So another thing about this, not only the steering, but the suspension. I don't know if that has anything tied to it. I know it's a trail bike. It isn't a race bike. and it's old, but the suspension being so soft, it's really like when I hit stuff, if I try to jump at all, it just, you know, absorbs everything. So I really can't get that spring. Of course, once again, it isn't made for that, but at least be able to get a little bit off the ground. So that soft suspension, yeah, it's nice, softness, but at the same time, it isn't when I want to do certain things, especially if I'm going over a bunch of bumps and I'm going fast versus the other bikes, the race bikes. This thing does not, it absorbs slow, but going fast, it's too soft. Other than that, I really can't think of anything else. The clutches are great. They're strong on them, it seems like. Oh, the other thing is, so I spent probably, I don't know, 2 hours just slowly adjusting this carb to get it to where it is. And being a two-stroke, there's still just an older bike, there's still just a little falling on its face sometimes. Unless you're in the pipe, there's no, it kind of just, it'll miss, like it'll just fall on its face, meaning it just kind of slows down. Or, you know, if you bend the throttle back like this, like in too high of a gear, it just slows down, versus at least like just slowly creeping, versus the new two strokes that'll kind of just, you know, they'll keep going. So that kind of sucks, but it's an older bike. This thing runs good, rides good, shifts good. It's fun to ride. It looks cool. It's a, you know, like I said, I'm 42, so this thing is a blast, you know, from the past, and it's just fun. Every time I get on it, it makes me smile, and when I look at it, it makes me smile even more. Would I recommend one of these bikes for somebody? Yes. But if you still have like a little bit of fire in you, and you still like to, you know, more snap, and like to bring that front tire up, third, fourth, you know, sometimes fifth gear, you like to go wide open and still have that power, like 40, 50 miles an hour, where you can just bend it back and you can feel that pull. You know, this bike doesn't have that. Maybe other ones do, but this one doesn't. Looks like I'm missing a hose back here. Oh no, I'm not. So for that, you know, I still like that little bit of power, but the older I get, the more I kind of like just cruising around and so on. I think the biggest complaint is the suspension and steering. Yep, that's the biggest complaint on this. But the biggest blessing is the reliability and the gearing. You can just go through all of it. Like I said, the first and second gear, you can bring the front tire up. I do notice though, it isn't like, I don't know if it's the clutch or not. I don't think it is, because it doesn't slip, but when I think it's the gearing too, is like first and second, it has the power, it'll do it, but it doesn't like, it actually grips, which is a good thing, but it isn't like a, you know, it kind of reminds me of the 125. Like it makes a lot of noise, but it isn't like spinning like crazy or anything like that. It's just like, just screaming, but it isn't doing a whole lot. But I had a 95 KX 125. I think it was 95. And I mean, it was a dog compared to this. So I guess my only recommendations would be, I'll kick that back here. It would be a new pipe for this. I would do a new pipe, maybe some different bars. That's the cheaper mods, I guess. And then if I was going to go all out, I would probably upgrade these forks and put some like KX 250 forks on it. You know, upgrade the suspension and find some way to squeeze more power out of this bike. But this does have the V force reeds, and this is the right carb for this as well. But that's what I would do. The bike stays cool. It runs good. As you see, it starts super easy. I mean, my newer bikes don't start this good. Let's see if we can do it one-handed, holding onto the seat, no throttle. Oop. I guess it is in gear. That would have been unfortunate. Jeez. I guess there's a lot of play in checking for neutral. Yeah, we're in neutral. Trying to do this by holding it in one foot. I mean, oh, I forgot about this. That's pretty cool. So that's it for the 95 KDX 200. Awesome bike, fun to ride, classic. Always puts a smile on my face. And that's my opinion on this specific bike. Your bike may be different, it may be similar, but that's what I've noticed with mine and how mine rides. Oh, the brakes. The brakes work great on this, by the way. I would not have thought an old bike would have such good brakes. This thing will stop. I mean, it'll stop just as good as my other bikes, if not better than my newer bikes. Of course, it's not like a KTM stop, but it's a it stops right up there with the YZs and the Hondas. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this is helpful to somebody. If you come across one of these bikes for $2,500 or less, and it runs good, grab it up, especially if you're not worrying about it being a powerhouse, but you want to go have fun and enjoy it. They're easy to work on too, and that's my review. God bless.